It is more than a sports doco, and you don't have to be a sports fan or an athlete or anything like that to go and watch this movie. It's for everyone, so it just shows a really raw part of my life that is obviously the reality of what we live, and also people don't know what's going on behind the scenes to get these medals. It's more than just training and injuries and all the rest of it. There's a lot of hardships and challenges along the way. So this was a way to document all of that, tell my story straight from the horse's mouth. Can I have hooker lips?
You can do a red lip. With
No, just very subtle. I'm bringing it up a little bit.
Yeah.
As authentically as I could and as truthfully as I could, and that's what we've come to today.
What went through your mind when the closing credits rolled?
Very overwhelmed. I was almost like not hyperventilating, but a bit surreal. And then having to go up on stage afterwards, I didn't actually know what to do because I felt so overwhelmed that I wanted to burst into tears, but I didn't want to burst into tears because there was all these people looking at you. And you can't help but think, okay, what do people actually think about it? Do they like it? Do they not? Was it as impactful as I wanted it to be?
Say bye, Grandma. See you in 4 months, Mum. Look after my babies.
One thing that was amazing from that premiere night was actually my uncle, my mum's brother, came to me and apologized to me. And I asked him why, and he said, because I didn't realize your life was that hard, or you'd gone through all of that. And for them and my family as well, having to relive those moments was very difficult, but they don't really know the real inside details, personal details of what actually happened when my mum did actually pass away. So that was a pretty powerful moment for me, having to share that with my family.
It's in cinemas, which means a lot of people will see it. Will you feel walking down the street like people know everything about you?
A little bit. It's been incredible getting the feedback via social media. And then the next best thing for me is taking the story back home to Tonga. In a couple of weeks, we take it back to Tonga, which is going to be incredible to be able to share that with my people and my hometown, really. So that's a exciting time for me.
One thing I can't help but think is that potentially the story and different parts of the story might have different profound effects on different cultures for different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And where do you think the differences might lie, I guess, between showing that audience compared to the ones that will see it?
Yeah, I think it's more relatable to, the Pacific community, South Auckland. Growing up in South Auckland is always a stigma between, this is South Auckland, people get scared of driving around South Auckland, which is a load of crap. But it's, that's what people's perception are about Southside, and I try and encourage our youth of today is, don't let how you've been brought up, where you've been brought up define who you are. It's about you, making those choices, valuing yourself, setting those goals, working hard, breaking that cycle, breaking that mold to be able to get out there and do what you got to do. And I'm that example. I didn't have the easiest upbringing, it's been hell, but we can get through it. You can manage to get yourself through this if you really, really want to. I really wish through this movie that if I can inspire one or two people, I'm good. This movie has, done what it's needed to do, and that for me is success.
Your husband, he's so supportive and just will hold things down for you. So show your babies. Look at Mum. Mum was a champ in the game. Even after you had them. It's just hard.
I'm a mum first, absolutely, but I also am a mum with a career, and to be able to continue to have a career whilst being a mum, it's possible. You can absolutely have both. I hope that they look back and watch this movie or find out who their mum is or what she's done. I really hope they'll be proud of me.
A lot of athletes talk about the end of their sporting career and the start of their next chapter, and does the doco help with that, being able to see it all wrapped up?
I guess wrapped up, but I think for me, I was ready for that retirement, because when you're not ready or you've been forced into retirement, that's when things get a little bit difficult. For me, I was ready. I don't have any withdrawals from not shot putting anymore or competing. I actually welcome it, and I look at it, and I will look at the circle and the shot put. I don't miss it. I love going to training and coaching my sister, sharing my knowledge, making her work, and also Benny. And I watched him train. I'm like, yep, I'm good. I am good standing right here and helping you throughout your journey. So for me, I've made the right choice. Timing was amazing, and we're ready. We're sayonara.
That was one of the things I was going to ask you, is whether outside of training Lisa and others, obviously, is whether you have been tempted to step back in the circle, just give it one more.
No nudges here. Absolutely not. Like, we are done. From time to time, I go retrieve the shopper, but apart from that, no. I mean, I was at the World Championships this year in Eugene, I was there with World Council, and someone actually asked me, hey, when's your competition? little did they know the women's shot put qualification was on at that very time, and I was coming to watch it myself. And people were sending me text messages asking, am I okay? Do you feel some type of way? I was like, no, I'm having the time of my life. I'm watching it, yay, congratulations, great, because I'm sitting here thinking about, I know exactly what's going through their mind. I know exactly how you're feeling, what's happening. Like, listen, I've put myself under this pressure for the last 22 years. I know that feeling. And then the night before the final, I know exactly what these girls are going through, and also the angst and the nerves and all the rest of it. I'm like, I'm good. I'm done. I've done what I needed to do. It's time to move on.
And you look back at that 14-year-old girl that was getting into it, what would you say to her now?
You're a bloody legend. Oh, to be honest, I thank her for believing in herself, and I thank her for her resilience and wanting to work so hard to break the mold, to break the bias, to break that cycle, and to strive to reach her goals. And my little lame goal when I was coming up the ranks was to be able to buy my own house, to have a home for my children, because when I was younger, I never had a home. It was like we had a home, but we didn't have our home. We didn't belong to us. So I just thank her so much for her determination, for sure.
Oh, Dame Valerie, thank you for sharing your story. It's an absolute privilege to watch it in its raw form and to see, your entire story. It's something that people should be very grateful that you've shared with them. So thank you very much.
Malo, Pito.